Hi guys, welcome to my random talk on how to manage money and debt issues with family and friends. This is the part 3. The first part I talked about do not give out money that you cannot forfeit. The second part I talked about if it is for business purposes, please document it. This one I want to talk about couples that are in business. Hi, my name is Precious Toju, aka the Structured Lady. I am a debt recovery lawyer, insolvency practitioner, and a credit risk analyst. I help businesses to manage and recover debts, and I work with finance providers and money lenders to structure the lending process to be organized, legally protected, and more profitable. We understand that a lot of couples are in business together. They are starting or they started a particular business together and they are running a particular business together. And so there is always this misconception, there is always this thing that happens when couples, handle business, run a business together, money issues arises and debt issues arises and they really don't know how to go about it. So basically, you have to understand the legal position of marriage first before you will now use that background to understand how you should run a business as a couple. So the legal position of marriage is not two shall become one. It's two people in a contractual relationship. So marriage in the eyes of the law is contract. It's only for those that are Christians and that you would say marriage is two shall become one. I know the Islamic marriage doesn't really say that because you have one man that is entitled to marry as much as four wives, and we also have the customary or traditional marriage that traditional marriage that actually allows you to marry as many wives as possible if you are a customary or a traditional person or you are an Islamic person. But in Christendom, you have what is called one man, one wife, which is the same thing in the eyes of the law. The difference is that a lot of people tend to bring the religious aspect of marriage into the legal aspect of marriage. And by this I mean because in Christendom it is two shall become one. So you also assume that in the eyes of the law is two shall become one. So I'm not saying do not practice your two shall become one, but you need to know when to really differentiate it for sustainability, for you to be realistic and to be very practical in what you're doing. So I'll give you an illustration. Two shall become one in the eyes of Christianship or Christendom. Sorry, if there's any word like Christianship or Christendom is if my husband owns the property, automatically I own the property. And if I own the property in the Christian world, my husband also owns the property. If I am married and I have money, my money is my husband's money, my husband's money is my money. That is how it is assumed in the eyes of the Christians in Christendom or religious people that preach two shall become one. But in the eyes of the law, it's not like that. So if my husband buys a property and that property is solely in his name, I'm not entitled to that property. So in the case of divorce, the property will solely go to my husband if I cannot show, beyond reasonable doubt, so to say, that I was able to contribute certain things while he was building the house. So I needed to make this point for you to understand that there is a time you have to demarcate between Christendom kind of marriage or Christian ideology or ideal kind of marriage, that's the word, and the legal type of marriage. So if you're able to differentiate this without unnecessary tension, without unnecessary religious baggages, without living in an illusion, it will be so easy for you as a man and a wife to be able to run business seamlessly and manage money and debt issues. So having said that, in the eyes of the law, a man is a full legal entity, a woman is a full legal entity. Both are two separate entities in the eyes of the law. The law only recognizes them as man and woman because they have taken a contract that is called contract marriage, statutory marriage, and so they have decided to be husband and wife. So if you're to run business on this premise, then you will understand that when you're running business as a couple, you need to differentiate roles. Okay? You need to state who is the CEO, who's going to be the chairman, who's going to be the managing director, who's going to be in charge of finance, how finance is going to be used, who are going to be the signatories. It is only when you are able to categorically state this, differentiate it, and execute it, that is the only time you can actually run business successfully as a couple and manage money and debt issues. Trust me when I say a lot of issues arise when couples are in business because they bring the religious ideology of marriage into business. You are not supposed to do that. Business is business, marriage is marriage. Differentiate it. So how do you as a couple run your business successfully and manage money and debt issues so that it will not interfere with your marriage, it will not disrupt your marriage, it will not be what will be a means of separation or divorce? One, separate your religious ideology from your business, because in the eyes of the law, you're two entities, two different people running a business. Differentiate it. Two, specify each person's roles. Who's going to be the MD? Who's going to be the CEO? Who's going to be the finance guy? Differentiate your roles. Everybody should stick to their roles. Three, decide who are going to be signatories. So it's not compulsory that because you're running a business with your husband or your wife, both of you must be signatories to the same account. And you guys can also decide that, but you need to specify it. Who are going to be signatories and what type of signatory are you guys going to be? This is very important. Is it going to be A and B should sign, or A or B should sign? Very important. Another thing is you need to decide on how finance is going to be used. You decide it not as a couple but as business partners. For example, you did a supply of 500,000 and you get like 300,000 naira on the supply, so you paid 800 naira, and then you now say, okay, 300,000 naira extra profit has come. Okay, so we need to pay the children's school fees. Let's use 100k to pay school fees or deposit for school fees. We need to fuel the generator at home and in the office. You don't do that. You are already mixing marriage in business. So you decide how finance are going to be run, and finance should be run strictly to maintain the business. Now, when you do that, you will avoid a lot of money and debt issues. That's three, I guess. Then number four, pay yourself salaries. Very simple. So you need to pay yourself salaries. This is even whether you're a couple or not. If you're really running a business and you're serious about running a business, you need to actually pay yourself salaries. And then five, lastly, decide what to do as a family from your salary. So you see the way it is. Decide what to do as a family from your salaries. So you do not decide what to do as a family from the income that comes from the business. You decide what to do as a family from your salary. So after you pay yourself, it is from your salary that you pay school fees, you pay rent, you buy fuel for the house, you do your expense pay trip to Dubai, whatever, but it is from your salary that you do that. So if you do not do this, you are going to have issues. You're going to have money issues in the marriage, you're going to have debt issues in the marriage. And the truth is, once you start having money issues in your business, it's going to automatically transit into the marriage. It's going to automatically affect the marriage, because the man will be feeling frustrated, the woman will be feeling frustrated. You guys will start saying, I wish I did not partner with you. You kept asking for money for jewelries, you kept asking for money to go to Dubai, you kept asking for money to change your car, to buy luxury hair. So You guys have to decide it from day go.
Sign up for my YouTube channel for more video content like this. I'll see you in my next random video. Ciao, ciao.